Watch out, Palantir is taking a toll on the NASDAQ. Palantir is way down, and the NASDAQ is down 364 points. So let's bring in David Nicholas. All right, David, we're seeing a sell-off in Palantir. What does that tell you about Big Tech and AI?
Well, look, there's obviously a valuation story that we've all been talking about, but there's real earnings here. I mean, if you just look at Palantir, I mean, Palantir had one of the best quarters on record for the stock. So I think there's a lot of unknown about the future of AI. But what we do know is what companies are spending. I mean, the amount of money that will be spent on the next 12 months on AI and data centers by the big large cap companies will continue to drive AI higher. I mean, you look at Palantir, Stuart, yeah, it's a rich valuation, no question. But what valuation do you put on the safety of the free world? I mean, that's the work Palantir is involved in. You're going to pay a premium, but I still think the stock goes higher.
Is that what an investor thinks about when he or she puts money into Palantir Technologies, the future security of the Earth? You don't think in those terms. You think, that's a huge valuation. I think it's too much.
Well, Stuart, that's what Wall Street thinks about as valuation. Yeah. Ask the average retail investor. Well, ask your viewers, Stuart, that watch the show. They put money behind companies they believe in. And that goes above valuation. But yes, it's rich, no question. But there's a real business here that is more than just a valuation story, Stuart.
Okay, we'll have to disagree on this one because I think most people put money where they think they're going to make money. But that's another story. Question. There have been some relatively hawkish comments from some members of the Federal Reserve Board. Relatively hawkish. Would that be enough to unravel the market?
Well, look, the market, as we know, sir, has been trading up on this idea that we're going to get multiple rate cuts, that we're going to get a rate cut in December. Yep. So anything that goes, if we get government data out when it starts coming out and we see inflation heading higher, and then you get a more hawkish Fed, unfortunately, that means there may be more coal in the stocking than actually Santa this year. But that's the big thing the market is waiting on. We need that December rate cut for this rally to continue, Stuart.
Yeah, I can see that one. Next one. Kudos to you. You recommended IREN, I-R-E-N. Last month, it was then $37 a share. Well, IREN's done a deal with Microsoft, and now they're at $64 a share. Do you still like them? Are you going to buy some more?
Yeah. Still like the stock. This is a $100 plus stock, Stuart. They have a wide advantage here. Why? Because they have their own access to clean energy. A lot of these other AI data center companies do not. This gives IREN a great moat. I think this is a money. Buy any dips that you see in IREN because I think the stock continues to head higher, Stuart.
Any other dips? I mean, there's a lot of dips in Big Tech this morning. Pick one and tell me if you're going to buy it or not.
Yeah, look, NVIDIA, still rich, but it's a name that you want to own. I like across the board. Google, from a valuation standpoint, is probably the most reasonable valued of the Mag 7. I think you just put money to work in. But IREN, there's another name, Stuart, called Cipher, C-I-F-R. Very similar on an AI data center play with Bitcoin play. These are the names on pullbacks. NVIDIA, IREN, Cipher, Google, we want to be putting money to work in, Stuart.
You know that Michael Burry has bought 1 million puts on NVIDIA. You heard about that, didn't you? That's
yeah, that's right. That's right. Hey, the earnings
signal.
Are real though, and I think we'll get hurt on that, Stuart. I really do.
Okay, all right, we'll see. We're opening the market in 5 seconds. It's going to be a big day. On the downside, to start with, I don't know about the end of the day, but to start with, it's going to be red ink. Here we go. The market, he presses the button, and away we go. The market is open.